won't you please come get your baby, maybe. Thank you, Annie, and welcome to America's favorite radio program, the Occident Hour of Smiles, starring your old softy, Bert Healy. And hello, Oliver Warbucks. It's nice of you to drop by.
Good evening, Bert Healy. It's nice to be here.
So, Oliver Warbucks, I understand that you have something to tell the folks at home about little Annie here.
Yes, Bert Healy. I am now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents. Furthermore, I'm offering a certified check of $50,000 to any persons who can prove that they are Annie's parents.
Wow. So, Annie's parents, if you're listening, write to Oliver Warbucks, care of this station. Thank you, Oliver Warbucks.
Thank you, Bert Healy.
Well, I see by the old clock on the wall that another one of our Thursday night get-togethers has gone faster than you can say Occident. Yes, this is your old softy, Bert Healy, saying until next week, same time, same station, good night.
Gee, Annie's on the radio coast to coast. She's famous. Wish I was on the radio.
Me too.
Who wants to be on the dumb old radio?
I do. So for all the Our Smiles family, this is Bert Healy saying,
Hey, Hoboman, hey, Dapperton, you both never stop like brother. You're never fully dressed without a smile. Your clothes may be rummily, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Stuyvesant Road? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. So senator, so janitor, so on for a while, they you're never fully dressed. Though you may wear your best, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Smile, smile, smile,
What are you doing up?
Annie was on the radio.
Yeah, I heard it. Next thing she'll be in the movies. Now get to bed.
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
a $50,000 reward. 50,000. What I couldn't do with $50,000. Who's this, ma'am? Are you the lady that runs this here orphanage? Yeah, what do you want?
Ma'am, was you working here 11 years ago?
Yeah. Well, we had terrible troubles back then and had to leave a baby here on the front stoop.
Our little girl, our Annie.
You're Annie's parents? I can't believe it! Where'd you say you come from again? A little farm up in Canada where they've got lots of chickens and ducks and geese and roosters. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Gotcha, sis. Rooster! I never would have known it was you in 100 years. Fooled ya, Aggie, and we're gonna fool Warbucks too.
And get ourselves 50,000 big ones.
We need your help for details about Annie that can help us pull this thing off. What's in it for me? Three-way split. Half.
Huh?
Half. Okay, 25 grand each, but we gotta do it fast. Get the money, get the kid, and get out of town. The kid's the problem. What would we do with her afterwards? No problem. When I want something to disappear, it disappears. For good. We get the 50 grand, we blow this crummy town, and Lillian will meet you. Where? Oh, yeah. Easy Street, Easy Street, Annie is the key. Yes, sirree, yes, sirree, yes, sirree, yeah. Easy Street, Easy Street, that's where we're Well, Miss Farrell, I'm sorry, Annie. I've spoken to more than 1,000 people claiming to be your parents, but they were all liars and fakes. Margie.
Are you certain?
Yes, sir. None of them knew about the locket. I'm so sorry.
I was sure somebody was going to be my mom and dad. Mr. Warbucks, this has just come by. Special messenger from the FBI.
Ah, finally. Agent Gunderson has located the manufacturer of Annie's locket in Utica, New York.
Oh, boy!
Over 90,000 were made and sold.
Margie.
Annie, I'm afraid the FBI doesn't think there's a chance in a million of tracing your parents through the locket.
That's okay, Mr. Warbucks. You did your best. Anyways, I guess a kid can get along without folks. You didn't turn out so bad.
Grace, do you have those legal papers I gave you the other day?
Right here.
Annie, I want to adopt you.
Adopt me.
Yes or no?
If I can't have my real mother and father, there's no one in the world I'd rather have for a father than you, Mr. Warbucks.
Now, Annie, this isn't just going to be an adoption. It's going to be a celebration. And you can have anyone in the world you want to come to it. Who would you like?
Well, I guess I'd like Miss Farrell and Mr. Drake and, well, everyone.
Drake, tell the staff to get spiffied up. They're going to be guests at Annie's adoption party.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and the kids, too.
It'll be way past their bedtime now. But I'll tell you what. We'll have everyone from the orphanage come over tomorrow for a big Christmas party.
Miss Hannigan, too.
Why not? Annie, I'm the luckiest man in the world.
And I'm the luckiest kid.
Together at last, together forever. We're tying on, they never can sever.
I don't need sunshine now to turn my skies to blue. I don't need anything but you.
Yesterday was plain awful.
You can say that again.
Yesterday was plain awful.
But that's
Not now.
that's it.
I'm poor as a mouse.
I'm richer than Midas.
But nothing on earth could ever divide us.
And if tomorrow I'm an apple seller too,
Mom and Dad?
Mudge is the name. Ralph Mudge. And here's the wife, Shirley.
And you're Annie Mudge.
Annie Mudge?
We loved you, Annie, but we had to leave you behind.
We've seen a great number of people who... I'll expect you'll be one proof of who we are. Here's our driver's license and Annie's birth certificate.
Baby girl named Anne Elizabeth Mudge, born to Ralph and Shirley Mudge. New York, October 28th, 1922.
October 28th. That's my birthday. Ralph, look! Annie's wearing the locket.
When we left Annie at the orphanage, we left half of a silver locket with her and kept the other half. Yes, it fits perfectly.
Oh, thank goodness, Ralph. She's our Annie.
Mr. Mudge, what about the money?
Well, we ain't got much, but we'd be glad to give you whatever.
You haven't heard that I've offered a certified check of $50,000 to anyone who can prove that they're Annie's parents?
No, sir. Anyway, we don't want no money.
On the other hand, Ralph, remember Little Pig Farm out in New Jersey? For $50,000, we could afford to bring Annie upright in the country.
Do you mind if Annie stays here until tomorrow morning, Christmas? Then you can come back and pick up Annie. And the check.
Whatever you prefer, sir.
Bye, Annie. Love.
Until tomorrow morning, honey, and you'll be spending the rest of your life with us. Oops, pardon me, Blondie. Merry Christmas.
Well, this is...
Wonderful news.
Drake, champagne.
Yes, sir.
We must celebrate, because we've just heard the most wonderful news in the world. Annie has found her mother and father. I propose a toast. To Annie Mudge.
To Annie Mudge. Annie!
I've lost her. I've lost Annie.
Sir, I have the strangest feeling I've seen Mr. Mudge before. That is not who he says he is.
Then we won't give her up till we're certain.
But how?
I'll find a way. I'll go straight to the top, to the President of the United States, even if he is a Democrat.
Silly to cry, nothing to fear. Bet you where they live's as nice as right here. Bet you my life is gonna be swell. Looking at them, it's easy to tell. And maybe I'll forget how nice he was to me, and how I was almost his baby, maybe. Merry Christmas, Mr. Warbucks, Miss Farrell.
You're up early.
You're up early too.
We've been up all night, dear. FBI men coming and going. And Annie, did you know that President Roosevelt's here?
Really?
Mr. President?
Merry Christmas, President Roosevelt.
Merry Christmas, Annie.
Annie, very early this morning, FBI Director Hoover telephoned me with some very sad news. He succeeded in tracing the identity of your parents.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
No, dear. David and Margaret Bennett.
But
Annie,
Annie, your mother and father passed away a long time ago.
you mean I'm an orphan after all?
Annie, are you all right?
Yes, because I know they love me, and they would have come back for me if they weren't.
I love you, Annie Bennett.
And I love you too. Now who the heck are Ralph and Shirley Mudge?
The birth certificate could easily have been forged, but nobody knew about the locket except for us.
And the FBI, of course.
And Miss Hannigan.
And Miss Hannigan.
Miss Hannigan, sir, and the children from the orphanage.
Annie! Hi,
Hey, kids. How you doing?
Miss Hannigan, delighted to finally meet you.
Same here. I'd know you anywheres.
Let me introduce you to everyone. You know my secretary, Miss Farrell. And there's my butler, Drake. And that's the President of the United States.
Look, kids, there's presents here for all of us.
Mr. Warbucks, this has just come from the FBI.
Ah, now it all fits together.
Mr. and Miss Mudge.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas.
Well, we don't want to bother you on Christmas and all. We just came to pick up Annie and the check.
Ah, yes, the check. $50,000 certified.
Certified. Paid to the order of the jig is up.
Yes, the jig is up. Daniel Francis Hannigan, also known as...
Rooster Hannigan, also known as Ralph Mudge, also known as Danny the Dip.
Lieutenant, turn them over.
Yes, sir.
Deck the halls with
And I believe this woman is their accomplice.
I haven't seen these people till yesterday.
Oh, come up with it, Aggie.
Annie, tell how good and nice I always was to ya. Gee, I'm sorry, Miss Hannigan, but remember the one thing you always taught me? Never tell a lie. Miss Hannigan is gone for good.
And you won't have to work anymore.
Yes, for children, for you, and perhaps for all of us, this Christmas is going to be the beginning of a new wonderful life. A new deal. Hey, I rather kind of like that. A new deal.
So do I, Franklin. A new The sun will come out tomorrow, but tomorrow told them that tomorrow there'll be
Just thinking about tomorrow. Please away the cobwebs and the sorrow. Till there's time. That's how the day. That's good.
once a month, whether you need them or not. How about Bert Healy and our applause gal? Star to be and usherette. Lieutenant Ward and FDR. Great, Mrs. Q, Cecile, Annette, and Mrs. Greer. Our speaking orphans, Christy, July, Pepper, Steffi, Kate, Molly, and little Molly who was beginning of the show. Let's hear it for Lillian Rooster. How about Miss Hannigan? Mr. Warbucks and Grace. And Annie. Let's not forget our backstage crew and our light and sound friends upstairs. Once again, let's congratulate the entire cast of Annie Jr.
If we could have you all stay for one more moment, please. We would like to thank some very special people that have helped with this so much. First of all, we would like to thank Mr. LB. We can have a round of applause. Mrs. Maynard.
Mrs. Eller. Mr. Everett. Mrs. Alexander.
Mrs. Calloway. Mrs. Worley. Miss Smith. Mrs. LB.
I just wanted to say thank you to Mr. LB. And I know I think I speak for most of us that we're mostly scared of you, but we all love you in a certain way. I would like to thank the entire crew for making this show come alive and giving it all the energy that we can have.
Thank you guys so much. I had a great time doing play for the past 3 years. It was an awesome experience.
I have done play for the last 6 years, and it's kind of like a big second family because everybody is so welcoming. And I would just like to thank the entire crew because they made it possible for these shows to come on and for you all to go see them.
And I would just like to thank them because they're amazing. And even though they're not on stage, they're the backstage crew and the directors, and they're just awesome. So if you guys could give a round of applause for them, that would be awesome.
I'd like to thank the crew for the time they put into this, and it's really, really great.
I would like to thank the entire group again, because this is just a lot. This is, like Aubrey said, it's a second family, so.
We couldn't do this without all these amazing staff and crew that helped us with this, so they're just a big pleasure to be with.
I would just like to say thank you to all of you guys, because without you, this could not have happened, and you put all your spare time into it, and you just made this play wonderful, and yeah, we couldn't have done it without you.
I'd like to thank all of our directors for helping us get on our lines and helping us with all the dances. So please give them a big round of applause.
Well, and all of us directors, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you and your children. So give them one more round of applause. We greatly appreciate you sharing your children with us for the last 3 months. It's a lot of work that goes into planning and productions like this with 90 plus K through 6th graders. But it is a pleasure. We do it every year, and we look forward to it. And so we hope that you come back and join us again next year for our Tigertales production. It's usually in February. For the dismissal tonight, we're going to do something very similar to last night. Here in just a moment, the children behind me are going to exit